Alright, so this part here just arrived 20 minutes ago. This is the new, what they call rear handle. This is the one that's obviously broke. You can see that it's missing. This piece here is not connected, and it's also missing this part on the end. So it took me about 17 minutes to get it to this point, so what I had to do was, and I didn't take any video of it, pull off the fuel line goes in, had to pull the filter off, all these little rubber grommets. This here must be like a breather or vent for the fuel tank, pull that off. This rubber piece, this grommet, this strap that attaches to, I think, the chain brake. I think that's about it for there. Fuel cap, obviously. Trigger group, you pull out this Torx. Then there's a roll pin in here. I didn't actually have a roll pin punch, I just used a flat, just a normal punch here. I didn't have a pin punch, I didn't have a roll pin punch, which would have like the little dot or dimple in the middle. But this worked. It actually pushed the old one right out, and I pushed that one right in. Didn't do anything with the spring, and then I double checked to make sure the trigger, and then so everything there I think is right. I won't know until I get it back together, so I may try doing some time lapse here, and I'll see how long it takes to get this back together again. Alright, so we're making some pretty good progress here. We'll see if everything goes back together. I thought for a second there that this spring here had to be put on before. Maybe it's supposed to be, I don't know. I totally didn't know about that. I kind of forgot about it, I guess, or didn't know because the other one was broke off. But you could get it in there and just spin around. Then there's actually a stop on that spring. So, and then what I was checking up on top here is to make sure that the wires and everything on this flywheel here are where they're supposed to be, so nothing gets pinched, because the last thing I want is a pinched wire here where something won't run. And they got all sorts of little pockets and grooves for those wires to sit in, so you really want to make sure you got them going where they're supposed to be, and that you're not taking one of these plastic panels and pinching the wire, because then you'll be scratching your head why it doesn't work. And a lot of this aluminum stuff, I don't know, I mean, considering we're using this, you know, it's a torque drive, you don't want to put too much on it. I guess just check it. I was surprised that the one that's underneath here I put in, that was a different screw, because that screw is all twisted. I just got a machined Phillips screw, and it just goes through a little bit of the aluminum housing, and then that is I don't know what that screw does. Maybe there's a part that's missing, like I said. I don't know. We'll find out once I get the thing back together here. But I was kind of surprised that it held as well as it did, and I put just a little bit of Loctite on that, so just in case, it should hopefully hold it in there. So we're getting close here. We're almost to a point where I feel comfortable that I should be okay with the rest of this. Obviously that handle, I don't know if that's going to be bent straight, and I'm not sure on a chain brake either. There might be some stuff there that might be backwards. But carburetor and stuff, that should be a pretty simple install. Obviously the hardest part was getting the rubber pieces through the plastic. Sometimes a trick getting those to go through where they're supposed to go. So I used a little WD-40 on some of that just as a lubricant to kind of help it slide. This looks so much better already. It kind of looks like a saw again. So like I said, I'm not over torquing any of this stuff because it was pretty stripped when I was taking this stuff out already. So where are we at here for time? I don't think I'm going to get any more on this accomplished. I got to get to work here now. Get my watch and stuff backed up. That's not bad. So that time lapse was, I'd say about a half hour or so. So then just looking at what we got left, I don't know if you can see, probably not. I can move the camera here, but you can see we got the carburetor back there. Obviously the plastic like I don't know, air, the bottom of the air filter housing, and then the top cover, that's nothing. So pretty close. It looks somewhat correct. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, so I think when I was finishing up last time, I said I had to get to work or whatever. Before I went to work though, I ended up, let's see, putting the carburetor back on. And I was working on the chain brake, and I ended up breaking off a plastic tab. Actually on this piece right here, there's a little tab in here. So when the chain brake is forward like this, that's right, but when you move it back, you see how it kind of flops now? I believe that's because that little piece is broke off. So I think this piece was like $6, so I'm getting that. Obviously this is a new handle all installed. This is just the cover for the air filter assembly. I can show you that off. Like I said, there wasn't much to getting that back on, the air filter. Oh, come on here. There. This plastic cover here with these two screws right here. These two screws right here, that's what holds the carburetor onto the back of the cylinder there. So, and then other than that, like I think the rest of it I all got kind of together. And this cover goes on. I still didn't figure out what that screw does, that one that I bent up. I looked on other parts diagrams and I tried to figure out what that was, and I have no idea. Like I said, I'm guessing it's some sort of limiter for that vibration. So if you look here, right in here where the saw is kind of split, you can see how it kind of moves like this. And I'm thinking that the screw is in that little plastic pocket and it acts as a limiter, so you can't go too far. It's either that or there was a spring like that maybe in there, but the more I looked at that, I don't think that's the case, because all these mounts that I've run into with these springs use these bigger screws, which are like a coarse thread. They're not a machined, and that was the only machine screw that went through, so that wouldn't make any sense. And like I said, most of the fasteners have been this T27x4 Torx or whatever. So anyway, I just put the chain brake on because it looks so much better this way. The thing looks like it's almost complete. The oil cap, that was supposed to be here like 3 days ago. It showed up that it was going to be here, like it was delivered to post office, and then the next time I checked, it went from Minnesota, and then I figured the next stop would be Wisconsin to the main sorting station, either in Milwaukee, Oshkosh, or Green Bay, one of those three, and it said it was actually at the post office. And then next I checked, it was in Tennessee, and that's where it's been for the last 3 days. So I don't know why it would have ended up in Tennessee. Something must have been looked at wrong. And then the other part here, I'll back this up a little bit. Chainsaw bar, I think I got this is going to work. Like I said, if it doesn't, I'm going to end up wearing out chain and I'll know. But the sprocket on the end here, oh look at that, it spins again. So it was just at this very tip where it was bent. And that's where when that oak was standing like this and I came in from the side, this side here was all notched out. I think what happened was when I started cutting and I knew it was going to get caught, when a tree went, the bar got stuck and the tree took it and it bent the bar and the saw with it, and that's why we had that issue. So obviously I'm just going to be more patient when I cut stuff from now on. Speaking of being patient, so the other thing I was working on was the what they call the front handle, and that's that aluminum wrapped handle. So I thought I had it the first go around before I even tried fitting it on the saw. I thought I had it to where it needed to be, because I kind of pulled it out and it felt like, oh yeah, like it kind of went back to where it was supposed to. Well, then I put it on the saw and it wasn't even close. So I was doing a bunch of bending around on this thing, and what happened was the aluminum finally just gave way here and it ended up breaking off. So I just went and ordered one. It's $60 shipped. It's a lot of money, but I'm not going to try to, I know that you could maybe weld this maybe, but this is destroyed. I mean, obviously, and then there's a little plastic insert in here. I ordered both those, even though this one's probably still good. These are like $1 a piece. I'm like, it doesn't pay not to. All the parts I've used have been factory Echo parts. They're not like replacement or aftermarket parts, so I should have hopefully pretty good luck with that. So I did talk to a friend about this, and he's like, well, does it run? And I'm like, yeah, it was still running after the tree fell on it. I'm like, running is not going to be the issue. It was just the actual getting everything back together and the function of it. So once I get the last of the parts here, which will be the handle and then this little part on this side here, this little, I think they call it the chain brake cover or something. Once I get that, then I should be in business and put my chain back on, which I got that sitting in gas right now, just cleaning it up. So, but I thought I'd give you an update here since I don't quite have it together yet. Just to show you where I'm at. And I'll tell you what, this is a pretty decent saw. I don't care what anybody says about anything about that. Unless you've run one, you can't talk bad about it, because for what you pay for this saw, and I looked it up, it was $470 is what I paid, and that was with tax. It's a, I don't know, like a 60cc or almost 60cc. It might be like a 59. That's a huge honking saw, and it's not very heavy because of the plastic parts on it. And I don't know, it cuts. I like it. I mean, it cuts just as good as that old yellow saw I got, that old McCulloch. So, all right, that's going to be it for now.